The injury update we got earlier this week was Court McFadden was questionable.
Howdy, y'all. Today, we're talking about the tragic story of Denim Bradshaw, a young bull rider just 14 years old whose life was cut short in a North Carolina rodeo. This is a stark reminder of the dangers in the world of bull riding. We're riding straight to the story of Denim Bradshaw. Denim was just 14 years old, full of dreams and talent, with a heart set on conquering the rodeo world. Born and raised in the heart of North Carolina, Denim grew up watching rodeo legends and dreaming of the day he'd ride bulls like the best of them. Denim wasn't just any ordinary kid. He had the spirit of a true cowboy. From a young age, he was out there riding anything with four legs.
Anyway. That's why I wanted him to get his head up.
Whether it was a stubborn old mule or a neighbor's wayward calf, Denim was always up for the challenge. His family saw that fire in his eyes and supported his dream every step of the way. Now, Denim had been training hard for his big moment. He practiced day in and day out, taking every fall and bruise in stride. He was determined to prove his mettle in the rodeo arena. And finally, the day came. Denim was set to ride in a rodeo in his home state, North Carolina. His excitement was palpable, and he was ready to show the world what he was made of. But fate had a different plan that day. Denim mounted a bull, nerves and excitement coursing through him.
That became a 5-second example of why you may not want to become a bull rider. Doze you down.
The gate swung open, and out he charged, holding on to show his skills and talent that he had so long been practicing for. The crowd watched with bated breath as this young cowboy took on a beast thrice his size. But then, in the blink of an eye, things took a tragic turn. The bull bucked fiercely and Denim was thrown off. According to witnesses, the bull stomped right on his chest with brutal force. In those critical moments, he was trampled, suffering fatal injuries. The rodeo staff and medical team rushed to his aid, doing everything they could to save him. But despite their best efforts, Denim's injuries were too severe. The rodeo arena, once filled with cheers, was now heavy with sorrow. The entire arena watched in horror as the young cowboy lay on the ground. Emergency services were called to the scene at 8:30 p.m., reporting a cardiac arrest.
I was going to say, we don't like anything about anything that happened in that, from the way the buck-off happened to the hang-up, but him getting up quickly.
Denim was rushed to Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist, but despite the best efforts of the medical team, he succumbed to his injuries. His mother, Shannon Bowman, poured her heart out in a message that'd make even the toughest cowboy tear up. She shared how happy Denim was before his final ride, proud of his bravery and courage. Her words painted a picture of a boy who lived for the rodeo, whose spirit was as wild and free as the bulls he rode. His sister, Persephone Bowman, set up a GoFundMe campaign to help cover the unexpected funeral costs, highlighting Denim's love for bull riding and the cowboy lifestyle. His story sparked an outpouring of support and grief from the community, with many reflecting on the dangers young riders face in the sport. Folks like Amanda Paquette, who had her own son competing that night, and William Cooper, another rodeo hand, shared their accounts of the tragedy.
See our U.S. Border Patrol bullfighters out there quickly.
They spoke of the brutal reality of the sport, the split-second moments that can change lives forever. Denim's fall was a stark reminder of the dangers that come with the rodeo life. A risk every cowboy knows but faces with a grin and a tip of the hat. The Rafter K Rodeo family expressed their deep sorrow, acknowledging the pain of losing one of their own. The rodeo community, tight-knit and resilient, rallied together, offering prayers and support for Denim's family. Denim's story is a reminder of the dangers of the rodeo, a sport built on bravery and sometimes heartbreak. This young cowboy's spirit will ride on in the hearts of those who knew him and those who hear his tale. So here's to Denim Bradshaw, a brave soul who rode hard and lived free, right up to his last rodeo. Now, folks, let's saddle up and talk about the grit and guts it takes to ride a bull. Bull riding ain't just a sport, it's a dance with danger itself. From the moment that gate swings open, it's man versus beast, with the odds sometimes stacking against the rider. First off, let's wrangle with the risks. Bull riding is about as unpredictable as a Texas tornado.
Medicine team immediately to Taylor. The 10 to the young 19-year-old.
These bulls, they ain't just any farm critters. They're bred to buck, kick, and stomp. Every cowboy knows the odds. A split-second slip, and you're in the dirt, staring up at hooves that can crush a watermelon. Injuries? You betcha. Broken bones, concussions, and worse. Riders know they're playing with fire. Denim Bradshaw's tragedy ain't the first, and sadly, it won't be the last. The rodeo's seen its share of tough goodbyes, like Lane Frost, a legend whose ride ended too soon. Let's talk specifics. When a bull decides it's had enough of its rider, there's no polite exit. Bones snap like dry twigs, and heads ring like church bells. Denim's case, God rest his soul, was a stark reminder of the stakes.
I think that's worth watching one more time, guys.
I don't know if he ever wants to see this again. Watch this landing. We talk about how big.
A bull's hoof ain't made for mercy. Remember Ty Pausabon? A young gun from Canada who took on bulls like it was second nature. But one wrong move, and he was gone. Concussions, they say, are like a devil that haunts the rodeo. Bull riders, they're tough as nails, but the body ain't always so forgiving. It's not just the riders who face the reckoning. Bulls, they're the unsung heroes of this dance. They're bred for bucking, and when they're done, they're done. But sometimes that wild spirit, it takes a life. Denim's bull, a beast of its own, didn't ask for a life to take, but in the heat of the ride, fate played its hand. The rodeo community, it's a family. They come together in times like these, mourning a loss and remembering the risks they take every time they mount up.
And that's why you see.
Oh my gosh!
It ain't just a sport, it's a way of life. And every cowboy, from the greenhorn to the experienced hand, knows that ride could be their last. When you talk about rodeo, remember Denim Bradshaw and the countless others who rode hard and left this world too soon. Bull riding, it's a dance with danger, and sometimes the music stops too soon. But in that arena, under that big sky, these cowboys, they'll keep riding, keep dancing, and keep remembering those who paved the way. But when you think about the tragic incident that happened with Denim, you're left to wonder what went wrong. What could have been done to avoid such a catastrophe? Shouldn't there be better safety features for this dangerous sport? And most important of all, shouldn't there be minimum age limit for these riders? When you're talking about bull riding, safety ain't just a suggestion. It's the difference between walking out and being carried out. Let's rustle up the facts on how the rodeo world aims to keep its riders and bulls safe as they tango with danger. First off, let's lasso the regulations.
But let's talk not only about the first move from Top Dollar, but the finishing move.
Rodeos ain't just Wild West shootouts. They're tightly roped with rules. From the moment a bull steps into that chute, there's a checklist longer than a Texas sunset. Organizers, they're wrangling with safety protocols tighter than a cowboy's grip. Protective gear, it's the armor of the arena. Helmets? Check. Vests? You bet. These ain't fashion statements, they're lifesavers. Riders, they strap on like modern-day knights, ready to face the charge. Did you know that these riders didn't even have vests on until Lane Frost had to succumb to death from a bull injury? Yes, you heard it right. After the tragic incident involving Lane Frost, the rodeo world was shaken to its core. Lane Frost, a beloved bull rider known for his skill and charisma.
And now Carolina can take a deep breath and cheer because they are back on the board.
That was a
Tragically lost his life in 1989 after being thrown from a bull named Taking Care of Business at the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo. This event underscored the dangers of bull riding and prompted a significant shift in safety protocols. Following Lane Frost's death, there was a heightened awareness of the need for protective gear in rodeo sports. Vests, which were not widely used before, became a crucial piece of equipment for bull riders. These vests are designed to absorb and distribute the force of impacts, particularly protecting the chest and vital organs from the powerful blows delivered by bulls during a ride. Lane Frost's untimely death was a catalyst for change within the rodeo community. It prompted discussions about safety measures and led to the widespread adoption of protective gear like vests. Riders and organizers alike recognize the importance of improving safety standards while preserving the spirit and tradition of rodeo. Coming back to Denim Bradshaw, his gear was his shield. So even with the safety gear, what went wrong? Well, folks, sometimes even the best armor can't always stop fate.
Out of timing jumps.
Yeah, but here's where it gets scary here. I mean, you talk about when this bull changes directions, and what a cool vantage point.
Let's talk training. Before a cowboy ever nods his head, he's been put through the ringer. Training programs, they're the boot camp of the bull ring. Balance drills, bull psychology. Riders learn to anticipate and respond to every move. Yet, they understand that bull riding is a calculated risk that demands respect for the animal's strength and instinct. And what about bulls? They're athletes too. You wouldn't race a car without a tune-up, and these bulls, they're no different. Veterinarians keep checking their hooves and horns to make sure the bull stays in best shape. It's a partnership, rider and bull, dancing to a rhythm only they understand. Now, let's mosey on to the specifics. Helmets. They're more than just a nod to safety. They're a must. Concussions. They haunt the rodeo like a ghost. Riders. They strap them on tighter than a preacher's sermon. Vests. They're the second skin, guarding ribs and organs from a bull's fury. But gear ain't enough. Riders, they're tested like stallions before the race. Physicals, they're the starting gate. Doctors, they're the trackside medics ready to patch up a torn cowboy quicker than a rip in denim. And then there's the bull. Training, it's more than muscle, it's a mindset. Bulls, they're bred to buck, and their handlers, they know every twitch and snort. It's a ballet of muscle and will, rider and bull, locked in a dance as old as the prairie. Rodeos, they ain't just a show, they're a culture. Families gather, hats in hand, cheering on their favorites. But behind the scenes, it's a different story. Safety, it's the silent partner watching over every ride, every fall. There's always rodeo clowns around to keep the bull in check and take the rider to safety if anything happens. But despite these safety measures, there's always a chance of an accident. Rodeo organizations such as the Professional Bull Riders, PBR,
Flipped, tossed, and turned. Mitchell trying to become the first man.
and the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, PRCA, play pivotal roles in promoting safety within the sport of bull riding and rodeo events more broadly. These organizations not only oversee competitions, but also implement initiatives aimed at improving rider safety and well-being. The PRCA, founded in 1936, is one of the oldest and most recognized rodeo organizations worldwide. It sets standards for competitions across various events, including bull riding, steer wrestling, and barrel racing. The organization emphasizes the importance of safety through stringent rules and regulations that govern how events are conducted. This includes the use of protective gear such as helmets and vests, which are mandatory for participants. Similarly, The PBR, established in 1992, has revolutionized bull riding by focusing on professionalism, athlete safety, and entertainment. The organization's commitment to safety is evident in its adoption of advanced safety protocols and equipment standards. PBR riders are required to wear state-of-the-art protective gear, including helmets with face masks and vests that are designed to mitigate the impact of falls and bull encounters. Both the PRCA and PBR continually update their safety protocols based on research, technological advancements, and lessons learned from past incidents. For example, following tragic incidents like that of Lane Frost in 1989, these organizations have intensified efforts to improve safety measures. They collaborate with medical professionals and equipment manufacturers to develop and implement the best practices in rider protection. Initiatives aimed at improving rider safety often include educational programs and training sessions.
Probably still going to make it back to that championship round, but all the bull riders in the locker room just put a star next to Rank Frank because this bull is everything.
Riders are educated on injury prevention techniques, emergency response procedures, and the importance of physical conditioning. Moreover, these organizations promote the well-being of bulls through regulations that ensure humane treatment and care during and after competitions. Recent reforms within rodeo organizations have focused on enhancing safety standards even further. This includes stricter enforcement of equipment regulations, continuous monitoring of bull welfare, and the implementation of comprehensive injury reporting and analysis systems. The goal is to create a safer environment for both riders and animals while maintaining the excitement and tradition of rodeo sports. In response to incidents that highlight areas for improvement, such as the tragic death of Denim Bradshaw, rodeo organizations have been proactive in reviewing and revising their safety policies. This includes conducting thorough investigations, consulting with stakeholders, and implementing recommendations to prevent similar incidents in the future. Bull riding, with all its wild energy and deep-rooted tradition, has always lured in the young and daring. It's a sport where grit and guts are tested, and for many youngsters, it's a rite of passage. The involvement of young riders in bull riding events is a testament to their passion and the strong community bonds that surround this sport.
Him a couple times, ran him over at the end to end it. That's a tough one to get by.
Families pass down the love for rodeo through generations, and young riders like Denim Bradshaw find themselves drawn to the excitement and challenge that comes with riding a bucking bull. It's not just a sport for these young cowboys and cowgirls. It's a way of life that embodies courage, skill, and the tight-knit camaraderie of the rodeo world. Now, there's a bit of a showdown brewing over age restriction and safety measures for these young daredevils. Some folks argue that the risks are too high for youngsters whose bodies are still growing and bones still hardening. They worry about the long-term impact of the physical strain and the potential for serious injury. On the other hand, there's a crowd that believes with the right training, supervision, and safety protocols, these young riders can take on the challenge safely and come out stronger. They say bull riding teaches discipline and builds character, qualities that serve these youngins well beyond the rodeo arena. Take, for instance, the story of Najaya Knight. At just 16 years old, Najaya has become one of the few female bull riders aiming for the top. Her journey is nothing short of inspiring as she faces the unique challenges of competing in a male-dominated sport with grit and grace. Najaya has shown incredible resilience and determination.
Walk down! Punishment coming! Punishment coming!
Proven that with the right mindset and support, young riders can break barriers and achieve their dreams. Her story highlights the importance of encouraging young talent and providing them with the necessary resources and guidance to succeed. Then there's 14-year-old Ryder Hill, who started riding bulls when he was just 7. Ryder's father, a former bull rider himself, ensures that rider wears all the necessary protective gear and follows strict training routines. Ryder's passion for the sport is evident in his dedication to practicing and learning from each ride. His family's support and commitment to safety protocols have helped him navigate the risks associated with bull riding while pursuing his dream. And let's not forget about the junior rodeos happening all across the country. These events are like a proving ground for young riders, emphasizing safety while giving them a taste of the thrill and competition. They wear their helmets and vests proudly, knowing they're protected as they learn the ropes. The camaraderie among young riders at these events fosters a sense of community and shared purpose, where they cheer each other on and celebrate their victories together.
It is Don Nat and our Sanford Health Sports Medicine team.
In response to the concerns about young riders' safety, major rodeo organizations like the Professional Bull Riders, PBR, and the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, PRCA, have stepped up. They've implemented strict age-appropriate guidelines and safety protocols. This includes mandatory protective gear, comprehensive training programs, and event categories tailored for different age groups. It's a way to ensure that these youngsters can safely chase their dreams without undue risk. For these young riders, bull riding ain't just about the adrenaline rush. It's about building resilience, learning discipline, and connecting deeply with their heritage. But the tragic loss of Denim Bradshaw reminds us all of the ever-present dangers and the need for continuous improvement in safety standards. The rodeo community, with its deep respect for tradition, is also fiercely protective of its future generations. There's a collective effort to balance the thrill of the ride with the necessity of keeping these young cowboys and cowgirls safe. As the sport of bull riding evolves, so too does its approach to safety and inclusivity, especially for young participants. The goal is to create an environment where tradition and innovation coexist, where young riders can develop their skills and passion without undue risk. By fostering a culture of responsibility, education, and constant improvement, rodeo organizations are committed to safeguarding the future of this storied sport.
Quickly there to lend a hand.
It's a delicate dance, but one that's done with the utmost respect for the young riders who are the heart and soul of the rodeo's future. In the wake of Denim Bradshaw's tragic incident, the rodeo community has come together in an incredible show of solidarity and support. Denim's passing struck a deep chord, reminding everyone of the ever-present risks associated with the sport they hold dear. The immediate response from the community was nothing short of heartwarming and inspiring, demonstrating the tight-knit bonds that characterize the rodeo world. One of the most poignant aspects of the community's response has been the numerous fundraisers set up to support Denim's family during this difficult time. Rodeo events, both big and small, have dedicated portions of their proceeds to help alleviate the financial burden on Denim's loved ones. From local rodeos to major events, the outpouring of generosity has been overwhelming. Online crowdfunding campaigns have also been established, drawing donations from around the country and even internationally. This financial support aims to help cover medical expenses, funeral costs, and provide some measure of comfort to Denim's grieving family. Memorials and tributes have been a significant part of the community's response as well. Rodeo arenas have held moments of silence in Denim's honor, and many riders have paid their respects by riding in his memory. These gestures, while small, carry immense emotional weight, symbolizing the collective mourning and respect for a young life lost too soon.
Lemmy hadn't been riding well until this weekend. Oh!
Denim's friends, family, and fellow riders have shared heartfelt stories and memories, celebrating his passion for bull riding and his vibrant spirit. In addition to financial and emotional support, Denim's incident has sparked advocacy and awareness campaigns aimed at improving safety in the sport. Conversations about the need for enhanced protective gear, stricter safety protocols, and better training for young riders have gained momentum. Organizations within the rodeo community have started initiatives to promote rider safety and ensure that tragedies like Denim's are less likely to occur in the future. These campaigns emphasize the importance of balancing the thrill and tradition of bull riding with the paramount need for safety. In the wake of Denim Bradshaw's tragic passing, the rodeo community rallied together like cowhands on a cattle drive. Denim's untimely death struck a deep chord, reminding everyone just how dangerous our beloved sport can be. The outpouring of support was nothing short of heartwarming and inspiring, showing just how tight-knit this cowboy world really is.
Really glad to see him up. I know Alvidrez fans are too.
First off, there were fundraisers aplenty to support Denim's family through this rough patch. Rodeo events, big and small, dedicated a chunk of their proceeds to help cover medical bills, funeral costs, and give Denim's family some much-needed support. Crowdfunding campaigns sprung up faster than a jackrabbit, drawing donations from far and wide. It's amazing to see how folks, whether they knew Denim or not, opened their hearts and wallets to lend a hand. Memorials and tributes rolled in too. Rodeo arenas across the country held moments of silence in Denim's honor, and many riders rode with a heavy heart, dedicating their rides to his memory. These gestures, though small, carried a mighty emotional weight. Denim's friends, family, and fellow riders shared stories and memories, celebrating his love for bull riding and his fearless spirit. But it didn't stop there. Denim's tragic accident sparked a wave of advocacy and awareness campaigns aimed at making bull riding safer. Folks started talking about the need for better protective gear, stricter safety protocols, and improved training for young riders. Organizations within the rodeo world stepped up, launching initiatives to promote rider safety and prevent future tragedies. These campaigns remind us all that while the thrill of the rodeo is what draws us in, safety has to be the top priority. In the end, Denim's legacy isn't just about the tragedy.
Wow! Oh, no.
It's about the community coming together, showing strength and compassion, and working towards a safer future for everyone who shares the same passion for bull riding. The best part about the tragic incident of Denim Bradshaw is that his family didn't blame the sport or anyone in the community. Rather, they showed how proud they were of Denim and how it was just a tragic incident that can help others avoid the dangers of the sport. When it comes to rodeo, the thrill and danger are two sides of the same coin. But just because we cowboys love living on the edge doesn't mean we can't strive to make things safer for all involved. In fact, the rodeo community has been buzzing with ideas and innovations to improve safety for riders. So let's saddle up and take a look at some potential improvements and advancements that can make this wild sport a little less perilous. First off, let's talk about protective gear. Helmets and vests have come a long way since the early days of rodeo. Modern helmets are designed to withstand the immense forces of a bucking bull, protecting riders from head injuries. These helmets are made from lightweight yet strong materials, ensuring they don't hinder the rider's performance. Similarly, vests are now crafted from high-tech fabrics and materials that can absorb and distribute impact forces, reducing the risk of severe injuries to the torso and vital organs. But we ain't stopping at helmets and vests. There's ongoing research into even more advanced protective gear. For instance, there's talk of integrating smart technology into rodeo gear. Imagine a vest equipped with sensors that can monitor a rider's vital signs and detect any abnormal impact. These sensors could send real-time data to medical professionals on standby, ensuring a rapid response in case of an injury. Additionally, wearable airbags similar to those used in motorcycle racing are being explored,
highlighted the injuries, the attrition that Olsen has faced in his career, and now takes not one.
These airbags would deploy in milliseconds, providing an extra layer of protection during a fall. Training methods are also evolving to enhance rider safety. Gone are the days when aspiring bull riders simply learn by trial and error. Nowadays, there's a stronger emphasis on comprehensive training programs that focus on both physical conditioning and mental preparation. Riders undergo rigorous training to build their strength, agility, and endurance, ensuring they can handle the intense demands of the sport. Mental training is equally important, helping riders stay calm and focused, even in the face of a rampaging bull. Simulation technology is playing a big role in rider training too. Virtual reality, VR systems are being developed to create realistic rodeo scenarios, allowing riders to practice their skills in a controlled and safe environment. These VR simulations can replicate various situations, from different types of bull behavior to emergency scenarios, helping riders prepare for the unexpected. It's like a rodeo boot camp, giving riders the experience they need without the immediate risks. Now, let's talk about the role of technology and research in enhancing rider safety. Advances in biomechanics and sports science are providing valuable insights into how the human body responds to the forces and impacts of bull riding. Researchers are studying everything from the rider's posture and grip to the bull's movement patterns, aiming to identify ways to minimize the risk of injuries. This research is guiding the design of better protective gear and training programs, ensuring they're based on solid scientific evidence.
Get out of there. There you go.
Moreover, data analytics is becoming a powerful tool in rodeo safety. By analyzing data from past incidents and injuries, experts can identify common risk factors and patterns. This information can then be used to develop targeted safety measures and protocols. For example, if certain bulls are found to be particularly dangerous, additional precautions can be taken when they're in the arena. Or if certain riding techniques are linked to a higher risk of injury, training programs can be adjusted accordingly. In the end, improving safety in rodeo sports is about combining tradition with innovation. We respect the history and spirit of rodeo, but we also recognize the importance of keeping our riders as safe as possible. By embracing advancements in protective gear, training methods, technology, and research, we can ensure that the thrill of rodeo doesn't come at the cost of unnecessary risk. So here's to a future where riders can chase their dreams with confidence, knowing that they're supported by the best safety measures the cowboy world has to offer. Well, folks, that about wraps up our dive into the world of bull riding, with all its heart-pounding thrills and sobering dangers. From the tragic tale of young Denim Bradshaw to the heroic efforts of the rodeo community, we've seen just how raw and real this sport can get. We've covered the nuts and bolts of rodeo safety, from helmets and vests to cutting-edge training programs.
You just heard Branquino highlighting that he's riding with stitches in his leg, comes right back out.
And the tireless work of organizations dedicated to making this sport safer for everyone involved. Rodeo is a testament to the human spirit's blend of bravery and resilience, and it's a tradition we hold dear. But as we've seen, the stakes are high and the risks are real. It's on all of us, from the seasoned pros to the greenhorns just starting out, to push for a future where the adrenaline rush of the arena is balanced with the best safety practices we can muster. To all the riders, fans, and supporters out there, keep your spirit wild but your wits about you. Whether you're in the stands or holding on for dear life in the chute, remember that safety ain't just a precaution. It's a promise to keep the heart of rodeo beating strong for generations to come.